Reborn back to 1983. The first thing I did was dump my scientist wife. Last life, I cooked, cleaned, handled everything for her. Even did chemo secretly when I got cancer. Died at home, wasn't found for 3 days. And she said on the Nobel Prize stage, my husband was arranged by family. I had no feelings for him. When I opened my eyes, I was back to year 3 of our marriage. College exams were reinstated that year. I signed up overnight. My scientist wife panicked. If you leave, who'll take care of me? I handed her the divorce papers. This life, I'm living for myself. Everyone in the housing compound noticed my change. 6 a.m. I stopped waking up early to make Suching Yuan millet porridge and boiled eggs. Stopped ironing her lab coat until it was perfectly crisp. 12 p.m. I stopped showing up at the Research Institute gate on time, holding a thermal lunchbox, waiting for someone who always showed up late. 10 p.m. I stopped keeping the lights on, waiting by the window, rain or shine, for her to come home. This went on for a whole week. On the 7th night at 10:30, Suching Yuan walked through the door. She set down her research papers, took off her jacket that smelled like the lab, and finally looked at me reading under the lamp. What's been going on with you lately? First word she'd said to me all week. Her voice was flat, like a lab protocol being read out, precise and cold, no extra emotion whatsoever. I paused flipping through my book, looked up at her. She was beautiful in the lamplight. That kind of beauty soaked in academic air. Cool and refined, a maturity beyond her years in her eyes. All the guys in the compound said, Professor Su just standing there. You can't take your eyes off her without her saying a word. I couldn't look away either once. But now, Reborn,
I just want to live differently.
last life everyone envied me. Said I hit the jackpot marrying Suching Yuan. Bright future ahead. So young and already at the nation's top. Physics Institute, a certified research genius, gorgeous and classy. Center of attention everywhere. Marrying someone like that, people thought my ancestors must have blessed me. I believed it too. Married her with humble yet burning love. On our wedding night, Suching Yuan told me, in my heart, research always comes first. I don't have time for romance, or energy for family life. Think it through. I nodded. I understand. Focus on your research. I've got the house. I really understood. And I really did it. She had no time, so I handled all the housework. Cooking, cleaning, everything, taking care of her perfectly. She didn't care for romance. So birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, I watched others celebrate sweetly, and told myself not to be jealous. She's doing big things. Romance is too shallow for her. She was busy with research. So when I got in a car accident, I called the ambulance myself. Got sick, went to surgery alone. Visited my parents' graves alone. Later, afraid of disrupting her experiments, I didn't even tell her when I was diagnosed with cancer. Did chemo secretly, vomited my guts out, then went home acting like nothing happened. Still cooking and cleaning for her. Meanwhile, she was all about her research. Won the National Science Award at 30. Became an academician at 35. Stood on the Nobel Prize stage at 40. Global attention. In the worldwide broadcast interview, the host asked, Professor Su, such brilliant achievements. Your family must have supported you a lot. Can you tell us about your husband? Suching Yuan on camera, still with that cold, rational look. She pushed up her gold-rimmed glasses. Voice flat as ever. My husband was arranged by family. We spent a lifetime together. But I had no feelings for him. My energy and passion went to science. She said love wasn't worth mentioning. Science is eternal? After the interview aired, praise poured in worldwide. Some said she sacrificed personal feelings for science. Some called her great. Heart big enough for all humanity. A true scientific giant. And she really did bury herself. Completely into the next project. Never came home again. So she didn't know I was coughing blood and passing out. Didn't know after the cancer spread. I couldn't sleep from the pain. Didn't even know the day I died. My body lay in that empty house for 3 days. Before a neighbor finally noticed. My soul floated above. Watching my funeral get rushed through. Watched Suching Yuan get the call in her lab. Say once and hang up. Took me a whole lifetime to finally understand. We were never meant to be. She's a brilliant scientist. But being her husband was too painful. Because her heart only had room for science, not me. So when I found out I was reborn back to 1983, the first thing I did was go to the district office and file for divorce. Second thing, I dug out my high school textbooks and signed up for the college exam that just came back after being suspended for years. I'd already taken it secretly. Results coming in 2 days. Scientists are great, but I never want to be a scientist's husband again. This is a long, good life. This time, I want to live for myself. Nothing, just been busy. I closed my book. It was a high school math study guide. Suching Yuan frowned. Busy with what? Her tone was flat. Eyes full of confusion, like me being busy was incomprehensible. In her mind, I should revolve around her. Keep the house in order. Be her support system. That's all I was worth. My heart stung for a moment, then went numb again. Love yourself first. I didn't love myself last life. How could I expect someone so brilliant, with such high IQ, to love me? A man who only knew how to work the stove? Just then, the neighbor auntie's voice came through the window, loud enough to hear through the glass. That young man is so good. Taken care of Professor Su perfectly all these years. Rarely throws a fit, must have been really hurt this time. Heard his birthday was a few days ago. He made a whole table of food. Waited till midnight and Professor Su still didn't come home. Anyone would be heartbroken. Professor Su too. No matter how busy, can't be like that. Suching Yuan frowned deeper. Turned to explain to me, I never celebrate anyone's birthday. With that time, I could finish a whole data comparison set. I stayed silent. Seeing me like this, Suching Yuan pulled 2 tickets from her pocket, put them on the table. Work gave out movie tickets. I'll take you. Back to normal tomorrow. Don't do this again. I looked at them. Those tickets were rare treasures back then. In my past life, I would have been too happy to sleep. Now I just found it ironic. I'm not going, I said. Su Gingyuan froze. She looked at me with rare surprise. 3 years married. I'd never said no to her. Why not? She asked. I stood up. I'm going to sleep. I turned toward the bedroom. Su Gingyuan followed. She stepped in front of me, blocking my way. Get changed. We're going now. I looked at her, suddenly remembering so many moments like this in my past life. Whatever she decided, I could only obey, because she's a scientist, a national treasure. Her time is precious. Her decisions are right, so I shouldn't have opinions. Shouldn't have feelings. Shouldn't have my own thoughts. I wanted to refuse, but Su Qingyuan grabbed a jacket and dragged me out. An hour later, we arrived at the cinema. They were showing Romance on Lucian Mountain, a young couple's love story. I watched the screen. Su Gingyuan sat next to me reading papers in the dark, sitting together yet worlds apart. It was past 9 when it ended. Su Gingyuan drove me home, still thinking about experiment data on the way, until we reached the middle of the bridge. A truck came barreling toward us, blinding headlights. Going way too fast, heading straight for us. Watch out! I yelled instinctively. Su Gingyuan slammed the brakes, but it was too late. The car spun off the bridge. Freezing river water rushed in from all sides. I can't swim. Sheer terror and suffocation gripped my throat. I struggled desperately to open the door, but the water pressure had it locked tight. Through the chaos, I saw Su Qingyuan in the driver's seat. She wasn't coming to save me. She lunged toward the back seat, where she always kept her leather briefcase filled with important research data and manuscripts. Water quickly rose above my head. My consciousness started fading. The last thing I saw was Su Qingyuan clutching that briefcase, smashing the side window with all her strength. She broke through. Water flooded in. Then she swam out with her precious data through the window. Never once looked back at me. As the icy water swallowed me, I thought, figures. In her heart, that data will always matter more than me. I woke up in the hospital. The smell of disinfectant stung my nose. My whole body ached like it fell apart. I opened my eyes, saw the white ceiling, and a nurse changing my bandages. You're awake. Professor Su said she had an urgent experiment. Told you to take care of yourself. Bills are paid. Meal tickets are on the nightstand. Cafeteria's on the first floor. I nodded, said nothing. I was used to it. Same thing last life. I got in accidents, she did experiments, I had surgery, my parents died, she went to accept awards. Her world was vast, big enough for the universe. My world was tiny, only big enough for her. Oh right, the nurse remembered something. You got mail, I put it on the nightstand. I turned and saw a brown envelope. Reached over and opened it. Inside was an acceptance letter. Jinhua University Chinese Department. My fingers started trembling. Last life, my biggest regret was never going to college. I actually got in at 17, but we were poor. My brother needed to study too. My parents made me give up my spot. After marrying Su Qingyuan, even less chance. She said, Lin Jingchen, taking care of the home is the best support you can give me. So I put down my books. Put them down for a lifetime. Now Reborn. I got into college. I can finally truly live for myself. Now I just need the divorce to go through. And I'm free. Tears fell on the acceptance letter, smearing the ink. I wiped my tears, carefully folded the letter and put it in my inside pocket. The following days, I was alone in the hospital. Nurses chatted sometimes, talked about the guy in the next room, whose wife stayed with him every day, talked about some wife who ran across town to buy an old hen for her husband's recovery. I listened quietly. The cast on my left leg was heavy, but my heart was clear. Day I got discharged, I hobbled to the supply store on crutches, bought what I needed for the capital. An enamel thermos, thick quilt, and a few new fountain pens. Coming out almost lunchtime, I walked into a nearby state-run restaurant. Just sat down and saw Su Qingyuan. She walked in with a man. His name was Gu Yuan, assistant researcher at the institute. Su Qingyuan's junior colleague. He wore a fashionable polyester shirt, hair neatly styled, eyes crinkled when he smiled, the kind of guy everyone likes. My heart stung like a needle prick. Last life, I remembered that man's name for a lifetime. Lots of men liked Su Qingyuan, but she was cold to everyone. Only cared about her data. But Gu Yuan was smart. He never talked about romance, only research. Senior, I think this data's off. Senior, I want to discuss this experiment plan. Senior, can you look over this paper? Using research as an excuse. He got close to Su Qingyuan openly. Could eat with her, work overtime together, travel for work together. Last life, Gu Yuan talked to Su Qingyuan more, saw her more, even had more physical contact than meet her actual husband. Before, seeing this would have made me too sick to eat. Now I just calmly looked away and went back to the menu. But Gu Yuan spotted me. Brother-in-law, he waved enthusiastically, pulling Su Qingyuan over. What a coincidence. Senior and I just finished discussing an experiment. I'm treating her to thank her for the help. Don't get the wrong idea. His words were pretty, but his eyes were challenging. Su Qingyuan nodded at me as a greeting, then sat down and started reading her papers. Like I wasn't there. She didn't even ask how I was doing. I looked at her. That numb part of my heart still ached faintly. 10 years of love. 3 years of marriage. And in public, she treated me like I was invisible. I'm not misunderstanding. My voice was calm. You eat. I'll order my own. Gu Yuan paused, surprised by my reaction. He glanced at Su Qingyuan,